At this point, the journey is getting interesting. We go to a 20% area of our syllabus. 20% area of our syllabus. And that is short-term decisions. That's 20% short-term decisions. That's a significant aspect of the syllabus, 20 marks. Always, the examiner is going to be getting excited for us. But there are a lot of short-term decisions that you have to be mindful of, a lot of them. Remember that under the short-term decisions, you are going to be applying the marginal costing principle. Okay? You're going to be applying the marginal costing principle. That is why your introduction is important, because you are applying the marginal costing principle in variance analysis. You get to short-term decisions, you're going to apply that. You get to performance management or performance measurement, you're going to also apply the marginal costing principle. But under short-term decisions, you are going to be applying the marginal costing principle here. Now, what are the short-term decisions you must be mindful of? The following are the various types of short-term decisions based on what the entity is seeking to do. So we have relevant cost analysis or relevant costing. So when an entity receives a one-off order or one-off contract, how do they determine the minimum price they can set or the minimum amount they can charge the customer? We apply the relevant costing principle. So relevant costing. Number 2 is to talk about whether the entity should make a product in-house, which was what came last semester, make or buy. Should we make the product in-house or buy it from the outside? Number 3, limiting factor analysis. How do we use the limited resources in order to maximize our profit? So limiting factor analysis is important. We must know about it. Number 4 is the concept of break-even analysis. A very important principle that we must know about. Number 5 is shutdown decision. There is a division or a segment of our business that is not doing well. Let's close it up. Let's shut it down. And what are the factors we consider before shutting it down? That's there. 6, outsourcing decisions. All right, outsourcing decisions. That's a theory area. What factors do we take into consideration before outsourcing to a third party and all of those things? We must understand them. And so when it comes to the short-term decisions, it's a lot. One of them will be in the exam hall, or you have one of them as a calculation, then there is an extra one that the examiner could bring as a theory aspect to get that 20 marks question coming up for us under the short-term decision. So relevant costing, make or buy, break even analysis, limiting factor analysis, shutdown decision, pricing decisions. Okay, pricing decisions. These are some of the things we must understand here for 20 marks. Remember, each of these we are applying the marginal costing principle. And under each of them, there are some theories you must understand. So when it comes to make or buy, there are theories there. When it comes to limiting factor, there are theories there. Break-even analysis, BOBO, there are theories there. We come to outsourcing decisions as a theory area, pricing decision, theory area. That is short-term decisions, 20 marks. Which one would the examiner bring? I don't know. But you must know all of them, applying the marginal costing principle, because the examiner can bring any of them in the exam hall, depending on how excited the examiner is. But that is the 4th aspect of our syllabus for 20 marks, short-term decisions. Then we come to performance management, which is also 20 marks, and that is question 1, always in the exam hall. Performance management. That's also 20 marks, and it's always question 1. So your question 1 is performance management, always for 20 marks. Now, this is divided into probably three main categories. The first area is where we are dealing with the issue about organizational appraisal or organizational performance measurement. So if we want to assess the entire organization's performance, how do we do it? And we can use both financial and non-financial performance indicators. Okay, so we can rely on either the balanced scorecard to have that holistic performance measurement, or use the Fitzgerald and Moon building block. Okay, Fitzgerald and Moon building block to analyze the whole performance of the organization. That's the first aspect we need to understand. Last semester, it was organizational performance that the examiner brought. In November, the examiner brought, I think, divisionalization, which is the second area, the concept of divisionalization. So companies have various divisions. How do we assess the performance of the divisional managers or the division as a whole? So performance management is very important here. Or performance measurement. This is where you are going to use RI, ROI to assess the entity's performance. And then we come to the issue in respect of transfer pricing. So when an entity is selling, when a division is selling to another division, at what price should they sell it to them? Divisionalization, transfer pricing. Then the last thing is performance measurement for not-for-profit making organization. And so the 20 marks area that is going to come in the exam hall will come in from these three areas. Last semester, it was a whole organizational performance for 20 marks. Then the examiner brought another 5-mark question on how you analyze the performance of not-for-profit making organizations using the 3E, economy, efficiency, and effectiveness. But that is our question 1 area, performance measurement. Please note, there is a lot of material here. A lot of theories to go through because balanced scorecard, Fitzgerald and Moon building block, concept of divisionalization, and calculations here. So we have a lot of theories as well as calculations here when it comes to performance measurement. And that is question 1 for us coming in the exam hall for 20 marks. Then certainly the last one is 15 marks, the role of the management accountant in the public sector. Okay? The role of the management accountant in the public sector. That's 15 marks. Technically, here we are going to be getting excited into project appraisal in the public sector. Okay? And then, so these are some of the things there. How do we appraise projects in the public sector? We have the cost-benefit analysis. We have the cost-outcome analysis. We have the cost-effectiveness analysis. Then dealing with the issues about externalities and other things. Those are the things there. Here also, we have a lot of theories that you must understand, and then some calculation-related questions that you must understand. These are the things that we must know about when it comes to management accounting, the scope of the syllabus, the structure of the examination, and how the topics are knitted together. So, to pass the management accounting examination, what do you need? First, you must understand that there are going to be written comment theory questions in the exam hall, and there will be some calculation questions. Because of that, you have to be learning them alongside. So you don't say, oh, I'm learning this and I'll learn this one later on. No, you're not going to do that. You're going to be learning them alongside. Then the structure of the syllabus. Note, before you get excited in any management accounting thing, make sure you understand accounting for overheads. Make sure you know about cost classification. Make sure you know about preparation of the cost sheet and the cost card and the profit statement using absorption costing, marginal costing, and activity-based costing. That's the beginning. Once you are okay with these, then you can start. Contemporary issues, budgeting, variance analysis, and then certainly short-term decisions, a lot of things there. Then you can come to performance measurement and then the management accountant role. These are the things that you must understand about management accounting. So how should you study it? I've already given you the blueprint. You start with those introductory issues that I mentioned. As I said, all of those contents are available in our mobile application. Okay, so you can get access to all of these content. And that is how we're going to start the journey. From there, you can start looking at all of the other aspects. Remember, you have to be studying on your own alongside the live lectures that you are going to be partaking also in. But that is management accounting and what we need to understand there.